I'm Dave.
I'm Chad, man.
We are your video store clerks from the Video Store Clerks Podcast that you can check out live every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern. But we are here tonight with an out of the theater review for Scream 6.
Fuck.
What happened?
It sucked.
So we just saw Scream 6.
We did.
This will be spoiler free, so I have to choose my words carefully.
It definitely wasn't Ghostface Takes Manhattan.
Oh, no. So he was in New York the whole time. There was no cruise ships or high school field trips or whatever the fuck it was.
There was nothing.
There was nothing. Being in New York was good. It was good to have a new setting. I'm thinking of positives.
I mean, it started off good, like most Scream movies do. It was kind of your typical Scream movie of the last few that were made.
Mm-hmm. They had me at the beginning. They had me, I'd say, to like the last 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It's so hard not to talk about this. The ending sucked. I hated the ending.
There's no way around that one.
Yeah, I hated the ending.
It was not a good ending.
The beginning was awesome. I was all in. I remember thinking, my God, this might be my favorite one since the first one. But man, it went off the rails bad. Like bad. It's hard not to talk about it without giving anything away.
Like the kills were okay, the gore, the blood, everything made sense. You were interested and invested into the movie. Like you were sunk in there just trying to figure some shit out a little bit. There was a couple times where they made it to where you think you know where it is, but then they tried to sidestep and make it blatantly obvious of who they were trying to make it seem like it was, and then they backed out once you finally realize it's not them. Like they were just trying too hard with I don't know, like they'd give you somebody that you think it might be, and then they'd make it so the next scene of them seemed kind of suspicious of what they were doing, so they were just going out of their way to make it obvious that it was somebody, so you know it wasn't.
Yeah, when you get to part 6, it's got to be a hard movie to write because the audience is trying to guess who the killer is.
Yeah.
And you're kind of setting up all these smoke screens, and they don't always work.
No. The gore was definitely the highlight of the film. Like, they didn't just stab somebody once or twice. Like, it was,
No,
it was balls out. Like, it was just swinging a knife until someone stopped.
Yeah.
Like, it was people getting stabbed 20 to 30 times a shot.
Yeah. And I liked that Ghostface. I like the aggressive Ghostface. I think that worked. Like I said, man,
Yeah, he was badass in this one.
Everything, I guess the first hour and a half, man, I was totally digging it. I was into it. But the big reveal was not good. That whole last act was, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. It just, I guess they wrote themselves into too many corners. Maybe there were too many smoke screens. Maybe, I don't know. I'd have to process this for a little bit. Try to figure out what happened, because everything for me just fell apart at the end.
I'll just say I wouldn't mind like going back with the comb and picking out all the shit, but I don't want to go back to watch this at all.
Yeah, this was probably my least favorite one since the third one.
Yeah.
But God, it's just, I really feel I feel like the rug got pulled out from under me, and not in a good way.
It's like watching Halloween 3 for the first time all over again.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah. Just disappointed. You were hoping for so much more, but then you were just, at least the killer's in this movie.
Mm.
But it still had that same feel. Like it was just, once they reveal who's the killer, you're just kind of like, that's fucking dumb.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just all the different ways they could have went with it. I feel like anything would have been better than this.
Like, I'm not even a
I'm-
big fan of the Scream franchise as a whole. Like, I like the first one because it was a whole different thing done in, like, the horror genre. But then, I don't know, like, to me, it got played out early. But then now they're not making, like, I still hope they redeem themselves for the purpose that I love horror movies, so I'll watch them regardless. But in a whole, I'm not a big fan. But now they're making it harder to be a fan because they just keep adding different elements that weren't there or should have been processed before that happened. Like, I don't know how else to put that without giving some shit away.
Yeah, it's hard to do spoiler-free reviews.
It is.
But the whodunit part of this movie,
It missed.
it really missed. To me, I think.
And I think they're like I said, though, I think it's because they were trying to overdo it with the smoke screen, but then they made it so obvious that you knew it wasn't them. Then they keep bringing people also to get killed that had nothing to do with anything, but then they just get killed anyway, which is one of the first times that kind of happened, as many times in a movie. Because that happened quite a lot. I'm pretty sure he killed probably like 6 people that had nothing to do with anything. Like, they were just in the way. He saw them, and it was game over.
Yeah, Courtney Cox is in it and didn't need to be.
No. She did nothing.
There was nothing for her. There was really nothing for her to do.
She did nothing. The whole movie.
People that should have died lived.
Yeah.
I mean, someone gets stabbed, I don't even know how many times. At least 30 times.
Easy.
We should have saw Cocaine Bear.
We should have saw Cocaine Bear. Started off amazing. Was really strong. Like, if they would have kept going in the direction in the first 10 minutes and just let it ride out, that would have been better in my opinion. But all in all, I will never see this again. To the movie.
Oh, don't stay for the end credit scene.
Yeah, it's
stupid.
pointless.
It's stupid. It'll just piss you off even more.
Yeah, because you'll be like, wow, that was about as dumb as the ending. It's a bad movie, in my opinion. I don't know. I'll never see it again. They make another one. I probably won't see it in theaters. I actually hadn't been to the theaters in a long ass time to see a movie, and I'm very disappointed that I didn't see something else.
So we're gonna go back and see Cocaine Bear.
Yes, which we should have did anyway.
3 out of 5 for me. The beginning.
Wow, really?
The beginning was really good.
I'll go 2. The ending brought me down that much. 2 out of 5, just because the ending, not a fan. Too much dumb shit. And again, also, the only thing you really do is you get to see Sam talk to her dead dad again a few times.
Oh, yeah.
Just like in part 5.
Yeah.
Which I was kind of hoping they'd do away with that whole thing, because it doesn't make sense to me at all.
I think, was this one written by the same people?
Yeah.
It seems like. It wasn't?
Yeah.
It seemed like. It really seems like.
All but the last 30 minutes, I think. Because that shit took a turn.
And not for the best. So your clerks advise you to maybe just wait on this one.
I'd say the best part about this movie is like the kills, the gore, Kirby returns, and then it was over. I gotta wash my hair, return some videotapes.